Good morning, all of you. If my voice is audible to you, then respond into the chat box so we can start with the discussion. This is the electrical machine 2 session. And as per the routine practice, what we discussed in the last session, what we discussed in the last session. We discussed in the last session. Waiting for a response into the chat box. All of you, please respond. Question is on your screen. Okay. As I can see that Almain is there in the class. Ashel, Almain, Adishu. Good morning, all of you. Agosh, Shamir, Vivek, Naveen. क्या डिस्कस हुआ था लास्ट सेशन में कोई बता पाएगा? या करेक्ट करेक्ट बट द आंसर फ्रॉम Agosh. वेरी गुड. Still waiting for other students to respond. क्या हुआ था लास्ट सेशन में डिस्कस? What we discussed in the last session? I want every student to, yeah, correct. uh, Alternator के बारे में we have not discussed anything about the alternator. Correct. Got a response from Bhavesh. Yeah, correct. We also discussed about the rotor part. Okay, okay. And this, if you can response, Ankur, Rohit, Amit. So if you will respond, and we can, so that will decide that how much you are focusing in the session. So that will be dependent upon that. So yeah, got the response from Vivek now. Arbaz is there in the class. Arbaz, please respond what we discussed in the last session. Amit Kumar Sai is there. Okay. So in this last session, we started the discussion on the induction motor, induction machine specifically. We discussed about the construction. I think now you come to know this construction of a rotor or construction of induction machine. Yeah, correct. And in the construction part, we discussed about the stator. We discussed about the rotor, stator frame. Specifically, stator on the stator frame, we started a discussion. After discussing the stator frame, we discussed about the stator core, stator laminations, stator winding. Then we started the discussion on the rotor. Now, how many types of rotor we have discussed in case of induction machine? Any one of you? Types of rotor. कितने types के rotor होते हैं induction machine में? In induction motor, let's say. Correct. Okay. Got the correct answer from Hagosh. Ashil Almin, your answer is incorrect. Correct. Vivek, your answer is correct. Karan, your answer is correct. So, if you can just list out name of the rotor which we have discussed in the last session. Which rotors we have discussed in the last session? How many types of rotor we have discussed in the last session? We discussed about the two types of rotor. One is the squirrel cage rotor. And second rotor which we have discussed about is the wound rotor. Okay, so squirrel cage rotor and wound rotor. Now, any one of you can unmute your mic and speak about something about the squirrel cage rotor and wound rotor. कोई बता पाएगा? You can use English, you can use Hindi. Both options are allowed to you. Anything you know about, or any difference anything you know about squirrel gauge rotor and wound rotor. So just raise your hand. I'm going to unmute your mic and you can answer this question. So giving you 2 minutes, if you can just recollect from your memory and you can answer this question. You can recollect from your memory and answer this question. Any student? What is the difference between squirrel cage and wound rotor, or anything you know about these two rotors? Anything you know about these two rotors? Okay. So in case of squirrel cage, yeah, okay, okay. Got the response from Vivek. Just wait for a minute, Vivek. I'm going to unmute your mic. That's good thing. Vivek, now you can speak. I have given you the rights to speak.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
A squirrel cage motor works on the principle of electromagnetism. It
Okay.
consists of rotor, stator, and other parts like bearings, cylindrical, laminated to shaft.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add it this particular topic? If no, then you can again mute your mic. Okay. Any other student who wants to speak on this? You can just drop the message, unmute into the. Okay. Now let's move to the next part in the discussion, and that is again I will discuss again this topic in the brief when we are going back to the PPT. But till that, what we are going to discuss today, as I told you in the last session, we are going to discuss about the rotating magnetic field, because it plays an important role in case of your machine, in case of machine. And second, we are going to discuss about the working of the induction machine. These two things we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's start the discussion on it. Just wait for a minute. I'm going to share the PPT. Just wait for a minute. Yeah, this is the PPT. If you are able to see the slides on your screen, then let me know into the chat box. Slides are on your screen. If you can see the slides on your screen, then let me know into the chat box. Okay. So this thing we discuss about that we discuss of the stator that is already on your screen. Stator winding we discussed about the lamination which are used in the machine. Yeah, on this topic we started a discussion that is the squirrel cage rotor. So ultimately squirrel gauge rotor means it's a solid rotor which we are using induction motor. No winding will be there. And this squirrel cage type of induction motor is widely used in the field. And in the squirrel cage rotor, we are going to put the bars on the rotor. They will be either of the aluminum or they will be either of the copper material. These bars are shorted at the end with the help of end rings. That is also important. And as it is having the construction like the cage, that is why it has a name squirrel cage rotor. Second is these bars are skewed at a certain angle. So they are not placed horizontally. They are placed at certain angles so they can reduce the humming, and there are more advantages of it, so that we have discussed. So it can be one of the important question for your descriptive important question or MCQ type important question, in which we can ask you that what is the significance of skewing. Then we discuss about the wound rotor. Now, what is there in the wound rotor? In case of wound rotor, we are putting the winding over the rotor. Over the rotor, we are putting the winding, and this windings terminal are connected on the end rings. And from the end rings, we are going to uh, give the supply to the rotor. So that is the wound ring. So this is the one more example. You can see on the screen wounding rotor Z. This is the slip rings from which we are going to give the supply to the rotor. This is a pictorial view of the motor that we already discussed in the class. Then we started a discussion on the comparison, and we discussed about the comparison of this. Okay. Now next is the rotating magnetic field. Okay. Now what is important over here? In case of uh, stator, in case of stator, we are going to put the three-phase winding. Again, I'm repeating. Please listen carefully. On the stator, three-phase winding will be placed, and three-phase winding will be supplied from three-phase voltage, that is VR is equal to, as I discussed, Vm sine omega t. Vy is equal to, what is the equation of Vy? Vm sine of omega t minus 120, and the Vb is equal to Vm sine of omega t minus 240. So it will be supplied from the three phase. I think you know about the three phase voltages. Let me draw it on your screen. So if I draw the three phase voltages, look somewhat like this. So let's start from the R phase. So if this is a R phase, after 120 degree, blue phase will start. And again after 120 degree, this is 240 degree, yellow phase will start. So this is the R phase. These are the different phases, and this supply is connected to your R. This is Y, and this is B. So this supply is connected to your motor, and as you can see that supply is changing with respect to time, and they are having the phase difference of 120 degree. So the flux produced by this supply will have the phase difference of 120 degree. Now you are able to understand this equation. आपको इक्वेशन में पता चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है? यहाँ पे जो हम सप्लाई कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं थ्री फेज इंडक्शन के मोटर के साथ, वो सप्लाई है ये वी आर, वी वाई एंड वी बी. सप्लाई के बीच में आर वाई और बी फेज में फेज डिफरेंस है 120 डिग्री का. तो उससे जो फ्लक्स प्रोड्यूस होगा उसके बीच में भी फेज डिफरेंस होगा 120 डिग्री. Now, if you are able to understand this part, then let me know into the chat box. So I can carry for, I can move this discussion forward. I can move this discussion forward. Yeah. अब क्या होगा कि यहाँ पे let's take one instant. So यहाँ पे मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? I'm going back to this screen and let's say कि let's consider कि ये है flux that is produced in your machine. Just a second. Let me complete this waveform. And so you can understand this part. Now, if you take an instant, let's say ये instant की बात करें, so at this instant, what is the value of the flux from R phase? Let me. What is the value of flux from the Y phase? You need to answer. Just wait for a minute before you answer. Just understand my question. And what is the value of flux? The B phase at this instant. I'm talking about this instant. So the flux is positive or negative, R, Y, and B. Answer is already on your screen. So just think and respond. I need 3 answers into the chat box. Correct. So you can answer like this into the chat box, R then positive or negative, whichever the answer you answer is on your screen. So R positive, Y positive. So whatever answer is on your screen, you can respond. Answer is already there on your screen. So take make a format so I can just easily verify it. Yeah, got the response from the. Even you can use the symbols which are there in your. Okay, now if you look at this instant, I'm talking about it says so R phase is positive. I'm writing the answer on your screen. Y phase is also positive. Y the B phase is negative. So this field is produced by R phase voltage, Y phase voltage, and B phase voltage. All of you agree? These fluxes are produced by R phase voltage, Y phase voltage, and B phase voltage. If you are agree, then respond yes into the chat box. Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah, got the response from Hagos. Ha, that's correct. So now you sometimes you understand Gujarati or Hindi. Yeah, that's great to see that you responded. Now this flux is yeah, again second question is 5R, that is a flux of R phase, flux of Y phase, flux of B phase. So all these fluxes are there in the machine. ये सभी जो flux produce हो रहे हैं, ये सभी flux machine के अंदर है, yes or no? R phase, Y phase and B phase flux which are produced, ये सभी कहाँ पे है? All ये सभी flux machine के अंदर है. All these flux are there in the machine. So if we add this flux, we will get some value. Let's say कि if this value is, यहाँ पे मैं assume कर रहा हूँ, if I'm adding this flux, ये 2 है, यहाँ पे 2 है और b की value 1 है, so 2 plus 2 minus 1, so you will get some answer. So this is how we can edit. This is how we can edit, and this is at particular angle. Just look at this instant we are adding it. So what is happening at every instant? At every instant, if you add this magnetic field, you will get some resultant field in the machine. All of you are getting my answer? All of you are able to understand the point? आप ये फ्लक्स को मशीन के अंदर ऐड करोगे तो आपको एक पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट के फ्लक्स की कोई एक वैल्यू मिलेगी. Now we will discuss on that what amount of value you will get, that we will discuss. So just look at, so where phi r, phi y and phi b are the instantaneous fluxes corresponding to the red, yellow and blue phases. Just look at this. This is a precise representation of the flux. But before I come to this slide, I try to explain on my own so you can understand this. Now you will be able to understand this properly. Phi is the maximum amplitude of the flux wave. The flux wave in the space can be represented as this one. So these are the flux. So voltage is given to the stator. Now that voltage is producing the flux, and flux is on your screen. Okay. Now let's move to one instant. Now about the graphical representation, just look at this. The flux wave we will first consider at point 0. Okay. So if you consider 0 instant, I'm writing over here. Let me. So I think all of you know about this particular omega d is equal to theta. Yes or no? You know about this? And if you consider t equal to 0, so at t equal to 0 second, t equal to 0 second, it means, let me show you, I'm talking about this instant. This is t equal to 0. आपको ये पता होगा ओमेगा टी का हम उसको क्या बोलते हैं, थीटा बोलते हैं. और सपोज मैं t इक्वल टू 0 टाइम पे ये सिचुएशन एज्यूम कर रहा हूं, सो ये इंस्टेंट यहाँ पे होगा, दिस इज t इक्वल टू 0. यस और नो? दिस इज t इक्वल टू 0. Not getting any response, so I think all of you are not in the class. Agos and Vivek and Gaurav. 3 students are there. Karan is now responding. Rohit is responding. What about the other student? Okay, so ये होगा t equal to 0 instant. So if you put t equal to 0 in this equation, then what answer you will get? If you put t equal to 0 in this equation, you will get the answer sine 0, 0. Then you will get the answer of 5y and 5. So if you put this instant, so look at this particular instant I'm putting on your screen. So at t equal to 0, 5y will be 0. 5y will be, if you put this answer over here, it will be minus root 3 by 2 5. I think you know about the basic mathematics, so you can easily understand this answer. Simple है. यहाँ पे आपको साइन -120 का आंसर क्या आएगा? minus root 3 by 2. Similar way, you can see the 5b over here. That is, यहाँ पे again 0, तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? What I'm doing? I'm just putting these values over here, and that is over here in this slide. So ये क्या बनेगा? 5m sine minus 240. So again, this is the root 3 by 2. Okay. Ultimately, if you plot this, what answer you will get? अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग. सो यहाँ पे सपोज मैं एज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि दिस इज माई 5R. Just a second. Let me clear this. So I'm drawing again on your screen. So this is, I'm assuming ये है मेरा वेक्टर 5R with zero value right now. So where I can plot 5y after minus 120 degree. So this is my minus 120 degree, but it has a magnitude of root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. And again, after 140 degree, you can plot this as a second, that is the root 3 by 2. And if you add this vectorly, you will get the answer. आप इसका vector addition करोगे, you will able to get the answer. That is the 1.55 m at particular angle. You can see this answer over here. Is it clear or it is not clear? Waiting for a response into the chat box. So again, point you should understand, at every instant you should add the fluxes. Again, I'm going back. Yeah, okay. Where you stuck in? Yeah. Okay, okay. चलो मैं आपको इसका explanation देता हूँ. Going back to the this you have discussed in the first year about the vector addition. आपको vector addition first year में आपने सीखा होगा, आपको याद हो तो. Okay, so these are the vectors. Now, if I want to add these two vectors, let's say कि this vector has a zero value. इसको बोलते हैं 5R. This vector is a zero value. This is 5y and this is the 5b. So as this has a zero value, if I want to add this two vector, resultant will go in this direction. I'm drawing the resultant. Wait for a minute. So this is a resultant. Yes or no? All of you? This is my resultant. Okay. So this vector addition you learn in the first year, and if you add vectorly, this angle will be, what will be the value of this angle? Just wait for a minute. So this, if you want to add this, as this difference is, it is a 60 degree. This is a 60 degree. So you need to find the component of it on it. So it will be x cos theta. This will be the x cos theta. And if you add like this, you will be able to get this answer. Just wait for a minute if I have something to show you of the, because this part has been discussed with you in the first year. So just give me a moment if I can show you that vector addition part, so you can understand it properly. Just give me a moment. Let me search it out if I have something to show you. This is discussed. I think if you learn, if you remember, this part has been discussed to you in the first year during the three-phase generation. And that was about the vector addition. Okay. So this is about the vector addition. Again, I'm going back to the presentation. But no need to worry if you are still having any doubt in that first year theory. Then what we will do, we will I will again learn this. I will again teach you that first year part. But you just try to learn it on your own. If you're still having doubt, we will discuss. Okay, is it clear? or it is not clear. So same way, in this vector, you are going to do the first is the component of it on it and component of this on it. This is the resultant, and you will get this answer 1.55. So giving you 2 minutes. If you have any query, any doubt. Okay, okay. Let's discuss it over here. First of all, let me clear the screen. Okay, now let me explain. So what I'm doing over here, let's start from the first point. Let's draw the R face. So this is the R face. Okay. And then let's draw the Y face. Sorry, it should be from the yellow color. And let's draw the E face. Okay. So first thing is I draw the flux waveforms of R phase, Y phase, and B phase. They are 120-degree apart. So if you are clear with this part, then drop the message yes into the chat box. Yeah, I'm coming to Hagos, no need to worry. I'm coming to this point. If you're clear with this part, then yeah. So I think R phase. So if you look at this equation of R phase, it's a 0. R phase is 0. So this phi R will be 0. Okay. Now, first question. Right now, what is the phase difference between phi R, phi Y, and phi B? What is the phase difference between R, Y, and B phase flux? If you can check the vectors which are, yeah, August. Now you are correct. Okay. And one more student I'm looking for to answer is Asel Almin. Asel Almin, please respond. What is the phase difference between R phase, Y phase, and B phase? So I can move this discussion forward. Mulule, I think you are late in the session or you're not focused. That is why you're not getting. Wait for a while. You will able to understand it. What about Ashil Almin? Please respond so I can move the discussion forward. Okay. Now, first is your R phase flux is 0 at t equal to 0. So this is 0. Now, at that particular instant, Y phase flux is minus root 3 by 2, 5m. Minus means it is in the opposite direction. So let me plot that one. So I'm plotting that part in the opposite direction. So Y phase actual flux is over. So minus will be over here. Yes or no? So this is the minus. So this is the minus root 3 by 2, 5m. Okay. If you are now clear with this one, then let me know into the chat box. And if you are clear with this one, then what will be the value of this angle and what will be the value of this angle? Just apply the basic mathematics, you will be able to understand this. आपको सिर्फ basic mathematics apply करना है. Correct. This angle is 60 degree because it is bisecting these two vectors. Correct. So this angle is 60 degree. So we plotted this vector as a 0. We plotted this vector as 0. ये दोनों vector को plot कर दिया है. Now if I talk about 5b, 5b value is root 3 by 2 5m. So this is already over here. This is the root 3 by 2. So this is the 5b. And its value is positive. So it is in this direction. So now we have the two vectors. Now I'm just removing this because I cannot, because I did it with the presentation. I need eraser. I have it. Let's remove it. So this is the, now you know this angle, that is why I removed it. And this is the 5y vector. And this is the 5b. So already now understand my question, understand the discussion. Sorry, not the question. 5r is already 0, that is over here. 5y is minus root 3 by 2 5m, that is plotted over here. And 5b is root 3 by 2 5m, which is plotted over here. So now we are clear with the vectors, how I plotted the vectors. If yes, then respond yes into the chat box. आपको ये vectors कैसे plot किए equal to 0 instant पे, आप उससे clear हो तो एक बार chat box में respond कर दो. Now, I think Ashel Almain and Hagos are two students who have a doubt. I'm expecting a response from those two students, so I can move the discussion forward. Now, ultimately, this value is 0. This value is 0. So we need to add these two vectors to get the resultant, yes or no. यहाँ पे ये वेक्टर तो 0 है ऑलरेडी, t इक्वल टू 0 इंस्टेंट पे. तो अब यहाँ पे बाकी कौन रहा, 5y and 5b. इसको ऐड करना पड़ेगा to get the answer. At this t equal to 0 instant, r phase vector is 0, flux is 0. So only two vectors are remaining, y phase flux vector and b phase flux vector. So if I want to find out the resultant flux, then I need to add these two vectors. Okay. So as you know that this angle is already 60 degree. And if you add these two vectors, the resultant will go in this particular direction from the center. This is the resultant. Okay. And if you, just a second, let me complete the diagram first. So this is the direction of the resultant vector. Now, what will be this angle? What will be this angle? Any one of you? Is bisecting these two vectors. What will be the angle of this vector? Correct. Correct. I got the answer from Agos. Correct. Gaurav, I got the answer. Karan, your answer is correct. Agos, your answer is correct. But what about the Almain? Where is this person? Who is he, what he is doing? You need to answer it, dear. Okay. So now, if you look at this equation, now I want to find out this particular vector. Okay, इसका amplitude क्या होगा? I want to find out the amplitude vector. So ultimately, if this is x, if this is theta, then you can find out this by x cos theta. This is the simple way. So this will be x cos theta of this vector and plus x cos theta of this vector. So that is why it is 2. Both has amplitude root 3 by 2, root 3 by 2. So it is a root 3 by 2, 5m cos of 60 by 30, that is equal to 30 degree. So this is the vector addition. This we already discussed in the first year. And thereby you will able to get the answer 5m. So resultant flux is right now in this particular direction in your machine with the magnitude of 1.55m. So at t equal to 0, we got where the flux is there in the machine as well as the magnitude. तो यहाँ पे हमको क्या पता चला कि मशीन के अंदर at t equal to 0 instant फ्लक्स कहाँ पे है और उसका मैग्नीट्यूड क्या है वो भी हमको पता चल गया. If you are now able to understand this concept, then let me know into the chat box. If you are not now able to understand this concept, then let me know into the chat box. Hagosh, you are clear how we come to this value? Even what I can do, I can show you the video. You will understand it, but let's first understand theoretically. Video में तो आपको सीधा समझ में आने ही वाला है. That is the second solution. But if you are able to understand this concept by the theory representation, then it's fine. It would be great for me. Okay. So this is the discussion. I'm clearing all this thing because we need to. I need to go back to the. So this is I'm talking about t equal to 0 instant. So at this instant, we come to know that flux. Where is the flux in the machine, and what is the magnitude of the flux in the machine? Okay. So in the same way, we can calculate the flux at each and every instant. And if you will do it, what you will able to find it? Let me show you. So this is for this instant, and this is for the pi by 6, means at the 30 degree. So this is this particular instant, and if you add it, just look at previously flux was over here. Now flux is moved to this particular angle, but magnitude is same. So again, same procedure of vector addition. We can use it over here. So you can see that flux is has the same magnitude, but it is moving in the machine. Are you getting my point? So at every instant, if you add the flux, you will find that flux has the same magnitude, but its magnitude is different. Let me show you the third instant. At theta equal to 90, you can see that flux is at this angle. So previously it was here, then it moved to this position, then it moved to this position. So I think now we're able to understand that. आपको यहाँ पे समझ में आएगा कि फ्लक्स क्या कर रहा है. पहले t इक्वल टू 0 पे वो यहाँ पे था, फिर 30 पे यहाँ पे और 90 डिग्री पे यहाँ पे था. तो मैग्नीट्यूड फ्लक्स का सेम रह रहा है. Magnitude of the flux is same, but it is moving in the field. Is it clear or it is not clear? You can see that now 3 diagrams on your screen. So now the question is flux is rotating in the machine or flux is not rotating in the machine. Yeah, correct. So this is happening. So now what we did. So we simulated this. I explained you this part. Similar, you can understand this and this part by using this equation. Still you had doubt, we can discuss this point number 1 and point number 2 in the next session. But now what is happening? Just look at this is how magnetic field is rotating in your machine. Is it clear or it is not clear? Okay. Hi. Yeah, Hagush. The point is, field is having the constant magnitude, but it is rotating in your machine. Okay, value is constant, but the resultant moves at a different angle. Resultant moves at a different angle. So I have a video for it. Now you will be able to understand that. So just wait for a minute. Whatever I discussed with you, that is in the video. So you just try to, I'm just playing it, playing the video. You just go through it and you will be able to understand that what is happening in the machine. Just a minute. I'm sharing with you. If you are able to see the video on your screen, then let me know into the chat box.
Whether synchronous or induction, three-phase electric machines use rotating magnetic field for its operation.
Just look at it. So now they are talking about the rotating magnetic field. Now listen carefully. Whatever I discuss with you, that is over here in the part as a part in form of animation. So you can clearly understand this part.
To understand concept of rotating magnetic field for three-phase machines, consider this simplified winding. It has got just 3 coils. They are arranged 120 degrees apart. Magnetic field produced by...
So you know about this part. I already discussed with you that how we are placing the winding. Windings are placed 120 degree apart even in the machine.
A single wire carrying current will be as shown. For this special arrangement, magnetic field produced by three-phase AC current will be as shown at a particular instant. Now have a close look at how magnetic field varies as current in coil varies. You can notice that orientation of magnetic field changes with current, but its magnitude remains the same. From these 3 positions, it's clear that it is like a magnetic field of uniform strength rotating. Speed of rotation of magnetic field is known as synchronous speed. The big question, how to quantify synchronous speed? This simplified winding has got just 2 poles. You can notice that magnetic flux is able to rotate through 2 poles when current take 1 complete revolution. So for 2-pole case, synchronous speed is same as frequency of AC current. Here is a case of winding with 4 poles. For the 4-pole system, magnetic field will again rotate through 2 poles for full revolution of current. So you can note that speed of magnetic field has become half this time.
Now, what they're discussing over here that here magnetic field is rotating, but at what speed it is rotating, that depends upon the frequency of supply, because that is producing the flux. You know this equation, Vm is equal to Vm sin omega t. So omega is very important. Second is number of poles. Also on that parameter, it is dependent that at what frequency it will produce it. So on these 2 things it is dependent upon. So we will how goes magnetic will not be different, because we already added, I already showed the vector addition. Magnitude of flux will depend upon the number of turns which we have placed in the R phase, Y phase and B phase. So if number of turns R phase, Y phase and B phase are same, then this magnitude will not be affected. Is it clear now? So this magnitude will not be affected. This will be a constant. Let me show you this part. Just wait for a minute. You can, I already uploaded this PPT into your login. You just check it. You just calculate this R phase, then this for this angle and this angle. You will find this value as the same addition which you will be getting for UR. So this magnitude will remain same. It is not going to be affected. Yeah. If you want to change this, you can change the number of turns. Okay. So I think now your doubt is clear. Yeah. I mean, if we internally differ, yeah, if we are doing it, then it can be different. But again, if magnitude is different at different angle, then the torque produced will not be uniform. Agos, you understand this point? If you are changing the magnitude of flux which is produced, if it is different than your torque produced by, so it will be fluctuating. So your machine will have the vibrations in there in your machine. Okay. And that is going to have the overall damage during the operation.
So for general P pole system, synchronous speed is given by this equation. In an actual motor, there can be 2 to 14 poles. This motor is having 10 poles. So for a 60 Hertz power supply.
So the equation I'm writing on your screen. So synchronous speed equation we will discuss in the next session. That is 120 F by P. So speed of magnetic field depends upon the frequency of supply. In India, it is 50 Hertz, so we cannot alter it. And number of poles that is already fixed in your machine. So if you want to control the synchronous speed, we can use the drives. V by F drives are there for it. Okay, so I think now you are able to understand this part. Is it clear? So we discussed about the rotating magnetic field today in this session. So if you are having any query, any doubt, then let me know into the chat box. And what we are going to discuss in the next session, we are going to have a discussion on principal working of your induction motor. This is the topic which we are going to discuss in the next session. I would request all the students to check your chat box. Link of attendance is there. I would request all the students to check your chat box. Link of attendance is there. After dropping your attendance, you can leave the session. Have a good day. Yeah, okay, just a minute, and I'm going to unmute you. Yeah, Mululain.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you were telling me to come to your office to see the motors. I mean, to
Uh,
love.
just a minute. You can come to my office. I'm free from 11 to 12:15, then 1:15 to 3 o'clock. So I'm free between the 11 to 12. For next
So
hour,
at
I'm
2
free.
p.m. you will be available. Yes.
Again, I have one more lecture during 12:15 to 1:15. So after 1:15, I'm free up to 3 o'clock. Then I have a second
Okay,
lecture.
I will come at 2 p.m.
Okay, it's fine. You can come. Okay, one more important thing I would like
Office
to
number.
MB156. MB156 is my office number. And I think all of you got the invitation on the canvas. So I would request, these are the invitation pending from the students. Ashel Almin, the students Joshua has accepted my invitation. So please accept the invitation on the canvas. And already things are there on the canvas, so you can start working on it. Okay, so here I'm ending the session. Have a good day.